Now let's talk about the multimedia side. Just few info. We have a 13 megapixel backside illuminated sensor with an aperture size f2.2. What we have here, what HTC call ultra pixel, which is nothing but a 4 megapixel sensor, which is just a bigger size than any other kind of sensor you normally use on a mobile device, and it does have an aperture size with lens on f2.0, so very bright aperture size. So these are the technical specs of these two, camera. Moreover, the one thing I forgot. The HTC camera is even a grandangular lens, so it's very good for panoramas. And generally speaking, we have some kind of wide viewing while showing picture with the HTC One, while the same scene taken by the Galaxy S4 it seems some kind of zoomed in, So this is for what concerns merely the hardware of these two devices. Now let's see the software part of this multimedia for these two Galaxy S4 and HTC One. So the first thing I'm going to show you is, of course, the camera interface. We have a very good camera interface for considering Galaxy S4. Let me tell you, Samsung made a wonderful job with this Galaxy S4. Finally, we have both the recording and the shooting button always visible, so we can decide where to take a picture or shoot a video. We have this new, Instagram-like filters. They are, of course, real-time filters. We have these quick settings here, which is very good because we can decide what to put here for quick settings. And we have this mode selector, which is extremely useful. We can even have this carousel view like this, or we have this grid view, which is to me really interesting. We have done so many possible scene mode. I do remind you that if you're interested in knowing more about the multimedia features of the Galaxy S4, and generally speaking of the camera, you can give a look to my dedicated focus for the Galaxy S4. But we have here so many scenes, some are really interesting, some maybe a little bit less, but we have so many scenes. And what is really interesting that we have a very good way to select a scene. Now let's talk about the HTC One camera. We even have here the shooting video and taking picture button all together, so we can easily switch between the two. We have here too the Instagram-like filters, which are here real-time filters, of course. We have the Zoe selector. Once more, if you're interested in knowing more about the HTC One camera, I do remind you can give a look to my dedicated focus on the HTC One camera. Sorry for the out of focus. And of course, we have even here the scene selector, but let me tell you, this is way more annoying than the one into the Galaxy S4, because it was extremely fast to use with this grid view, while we have to use the old school way to select the scene, let me tell you, which is not so much interesting and comfortable to use. Now this will concern, of course, the interface of this camera of these two devices. Now, what are the result of the picture taken by these devices? Well, we have just one more thing. As I told you, we have so many scene selection here. Something uninteresting, some scene mode are shared between these two devices. The main difference is that you always have to remember to select a scene before obtaining a certain effect. Just to give you a practical example, if I want to create what is called drama shot, which is nothing but a fixed frame where there's a moving subject, and I can merge all together the single frame of the subject moving, creating this like frame movement result, which is really nice. The difference between the Galaxy S4 and the HTC One is that you have to remember, you must remember to select the drama, selector here into the Galaxy S4 before taking the picture, while you just can, use zoom mode or even just press to take a multiple shot altogether, and later on you can apply the effect into the gallery for the HTC One. So to me, maybe it's more interesting the post-processing, for the effect made by the HTC One. So speaking about the result of these two cameras, let me show you. Okay, and this is the HTC One. Well, let me tell you, we have 13 megapixel, 4 megapixel. No way. I mean, 13 megapixel, there are far more details than 4 megapixel. Of course, there is no way to deny it. Moreover, the Galaxy S4 has a great 13 megapixel sensor, maybe one of the best actually on the market. That's almost no noise, especially in very good light, and that's full of details is in every single part of the scene. The same scene taken by the HTC One, of course, it's very good too. And if you, as I already talked to you about these things into the dedicated focus on the HTC One, if you give a look to the picture taken by the HTC One in a screen or a monitor which is not bigger than the full HD resolution, you won't have any kind of problem. Of course, if you see the picture in monitor which are even bigger on screen, bigger than the full HD, you may start noticing some lack of details. Generally speaking, if you just give a look to the picture into the device display, you won't find any kind of problem. But I want to underline the difference that there is into details. This is the same picture taken by both devices, and you can easily see, I hope you can easily see by the camera, the fur of the leaves here, while the same picture taken by the HTC One has less details on the leaves. So this is what happens between the HTC One and the Galaxy S4. If you are going to use the device to always see picture into monitor or TV bigger than a full HD resolution, maybe the Samsung S4 is for you. In the other case, the HTC One does great picture, and what is really interesting is that the HTC One is all around shooter. You won't have any kind of problem in taking picture in any kind of light situation. Just let me show you another difference. This is the same picture taken by both devices of the same scene. This is a road at night. So you can see the difference between the HTC One, which is, as you know, maybe 10 times more the light captured, maybe more than 10 times more the light of the Galaxy S4. But if you use the night mode into the Galaxy S4, things start working extremely better. This is once more the same picture taken by both devices. As you can see, using night mode, the Galaxy S4 doesn't come too far from the HTC One. The point is that you have to remember to select the night mode, or you can even select some kind of auto night mode into the Galaxy S4. But the Galaxy S4 use sometimes an algorithm like the one used by the HDR picture taking. So you have more than one shot, different light stops, and it merge all together to create a unique picture. This means that if you have moving subject or not completely steady subject at night, it's not easy to use the night mode with the Galaxy S4. What else? Both devices has very good HDR mode. This is the sunset taken by both devices, and yes, this is the same sunset taken by HDR mode, so you can see the completely different light condition recorded by the HDR. This is non-HDR, this is the same picture in HDR mode, so very good HDR mode for both devices. Then we have as I told you, the HTC One, it's all around shooter. So let me show you a few other pictures taken at night like this, or even this one taken during concert with very difficult light scene. But as you can see, the Galaxy for the lapse, the HTC One has a very good, oops, sorry, come on, okay, that's very good, light reading of the scene. It's a very good all-around shooter. We have, of course, very good details on the HTC One too. As you can see, this is a very good phone too to take picture. And we have some peculiar stuff for the HTC One, like the Zoe mode, which is really interesting. You take the picture together with the short video of 3 seconds. You can even decide to change the frame if the one you took was not of your likeness. So this is the HTC One, while the Galaxy S4, as I told you, has very good details, as you can see from picture like this. And of course it has its own peculiar mode, like the possibility to both taking picture at the same time from the front-facing camera and the rear-facing camera, and even to record a video at the same times of the front-facing and the rear-facing camera. Now we talk about video, so let's see the video taken by these two devices. They are very good for both of them. Moreover, as you can see, we have not bad Full HD video on both devices. The interesting point here is that the HTC One has optical video stabilization. Let me tell you, does really make a difference in certain kind of situation. I was at a Green Day concert about a few weeks ago, and I never realized how much the optical video stabilization can make the difference in situation like this, where you have all around people dancing and screaming and pushing you on right and left side, and it's not easy to make a steady video recording. The optic stabilization was perfect, really perfect. So these are more or less all the things I wanted to tell you on the multimedia side comparison between these two devices. One more thing, the HTC One even has dual membrane microphone, which means I can record sound up to 100 decibel, and this is really incredible in some situation, like as I told you, the Green Day concert, where the audio was extremely loud, maybe way too loud. Any other microphone could saturate, but not the one on the HTC One. So this is for what concerns picture and video. Just one more things about video. I talked to you about video video recording, but not about video playback. While the Galaxy S4 can play back any kind of video files, no problem at all. Even this Windows Media Video, which is not easily reproduced from other Android devices, but as you can see, by the default video player, it can be reproduced without any kind of problem. Even MKV file, audio and video, no kind of problem. Using the HTC One, you can just see the video of the MKV file, and you cannot reproduce any kind of Windows Media Video file. using the default video player, of course. If you take a third-party player, like for instance MX Player, you won't have that kind of problem. Well, this for the video reproduction. Now for what concerns the signal strength, well, both devices are very good in keeping the signal strength. Maybe the HTC One is a little bit better than the Galaxy S4, as especially for what concern LTE signal, the HTC One was always capable of surfing and browsing the web even with just 1 bar of signal, and the Galaxy S4 lose a little bit more easily the LTE signal than the HTC One. But anyway, we don't have any kind of problem with LTE capabilities on both devices. Of course, I'm telling you this based on the fact that I use both devices on the same carrier, which is H3G in Italy. Well, what else? The battery, of course. The Galaxy S4 has 2600 mAh battery, while the HTC One has 2300 mAh battery. Well, do you want to know what? To me, the HTC One is lasting a little bit more than the Galaxy S4, although it has a smaller battery. Maybe thanks to the more optimization of the Sense 5, but when I'm at night, I always get about 10% more from the HTC One than from the Galaxy S4. Moreover, speaking about battery, the Galaxy S4 does charge battery extremely fast. You have the 50% of the battery in 1 hour of charging, and you can completely charge the battery in 2 hours. This is possible thanks to the new quick charge mode of the Snapdragon processor used by Qualcomm. Well, although the HTC One has the same processor, so theoretically it could even be able to use the quick charge feature of the Snapdragon 600. HTC decided not to implement the kernel to use this kind of quick charge, and maybe even the circuitry, I don't know, but anyway, we don't have any quick charge on the HTC One. This means that the device takes more than 4 hours for a full charge. Really a long time. What else? We talk about more or less every single things of these two devices. So let's sum up. What I want to tell you first of all is that which one of these two you will choose, to me, you will have the best you can actually get on the market. Not only for what concerns the Android scene, but from any other scene. I mean, iOS and Windows Phone and BlackBerry and whatever. These are two very good devices. Maybe that's not an absolute winner between the Galaxy S4 and the HTC One. It's up to your needs, it's up to your preferences, or maybe you would rather have a very good design, wonderful materials, but non-expandable storage, or you may prefer to have expandable storage, user replaceable battery, and slightly bigger screen. I don't know. To me, they are very good devices. I have both of them because I couldn't made up my mind, but maybe just because one of my most important needs is to have the expandable storage, as I bring with me around more than 12 gigabyte of music, so I need more than 32 gigabyte of the HTC One in some situation. But anyway, it's up to you. So I think I told you everything about these two devices. Hope I don't was too boring. Sorry for being so long, but there was so many things to say. So once more, thanks for watching, and bye from TechnoLost.